Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Third Age Reforged. My name is Mighty Eskimo6 and thank you for joining me, and I apologize for taking so long to get this video out because of life. Isn't it great? Also, I drove out to school this time and that takes up time. Anyway, life. Um so anyway, this is a 2v2 and on the grassy plains, as you can tell. And this army is conned, led by DF Eggslop. He has some nomadic life infantry, who are some good missile cav. Over here we have the Eored Windblades, where his general is. Again, we also have some Eored Footmen, 2 units of them, and then lots of nomadic infantry all the way down his line, along with the Huacha, which is firing. And we also have some Eored Halberds. Looks like 2, maybe 3 units of them forming his front line. All the way at the end, we have more Eored Footmen. In the middle, we have the Brotherhood of the Axe. And on the far flank, we do have his Brotherhood of the Lance. So, definitely, Khand is not going cav heavy, which is interesting because Khand is a cav faction. Anyway, we'll get onto his ally, who also is a cav faction and definitely went cav heavy, and this is Rohan, led by Frodo. He has some Riddermark cavalry, along with more Riddermark cavalry. A lot of them. In the back, we have the Eored of Alberg, 2 units of them, and 1 unit of the 1st Marshal's bodyguard, which has his general in there. Look at Theoden, very nice looking. We also have the Red Shields of Erkenbrand, a very good hybrid horse archer unit. And we also have some Riders of the Fold, as well as some Eastmark horse archers. Alright, and then we'll go over here. Eastmark Spearmen. These Eastmark Spearmen, they are they're a javelin unit now. They have they're terrible in every which way, but they can throw javelins, which is really nice. Over here we have Riddermark Spearmen, a bit tougher. And then we have Riddermark Skirmishers, who are a anti-cavalry cavalry. Onward to the opponent. This is number 1 of 2. We have Warlords of Umbar. So Umbar, led by Had's Rama. He has Warlords of Umbar, very good cav. Also over here we have the Anduame Lancers, so very good shock cav. Over here we have Corsair infantry right over here, kind of screening out. We also have Belgar archers. Fairly crap archers, but they have a shield, so they're able to do the job of skirmishing fairly well. Over here we have Nauru Royal Guard, a very good heavy infantry bowman unit. They're just really good. Really, really good. Further in the back, we have Alcaranda's Legion, of like a must-have for Umbar. I mean, just must-have. Over here, we have Naru Aru Sentinels, very good unit, as well as some whatever. Shield Guard, very good. And we also have some Alcaranda's Faithful, a very elite cavalry unit, with his general in there. Onward to his ally, which is, of course, the Dwarves of Erebor, led by Captain Gervais. He has some Ironfoot warriors, as well as some Ironfoot crossbowmen, 2 units of those. We have Ironfoot warriors and Ironfoot pikes forming a front line, and on his right flank we have Ironfoot spears, along with more Ironfoot spears. For his cavalry wing, he has the Ironfoot wargoat chariots, so this is definitely his answer to all of the cavalry that is brought onto the field, as well as the Ironfoot hammer guard and mercenary cavalry. He's definitely going cavalry that can destroy other cavalry. So definitely what Frodo needs to do is use his skirmishers efficiently. Over here we have the Airborne Legionaries, a very tough unit indeed. Followed by more Ironfoot warriors. Axe Guard of Erebor, Obsidian Guard, where his general is, right there. And out of all the things that I'm surprised to see, there are no Blacklocks. Anyway, let's get this party started. we'll find out what's going to happen. So definitely these two are camping together, as they definitely lack the cavalry advantage. So they're taking a defensive position, trying not to get flanked. Because that's what, I mean, somebody who... Ooh, the Black Powder Hwacha is firing. But that's what I would do. I mean, just because of the lack of cavalry allows you to get surrounded oh so fairly quickly and easily. So, not a good plan. Over here we have Rohan absolutely charging forward like madmen. Ridamar cavalry going in, and the Corsair infantry, who are archers, are taking point-blank shots, and they're getting charged in. Alacranda's faithful charging in as well. Oh, man. The battle continues on. These Alacranda's faithful are fairly good at chopping down other cavalry. And Rohan's cavalry are more known for their lances than their actual melee prowess. That's the word. Warlords of Umbar are guarding this flank as Ridamar cavalry charges in yet again, meeting the Alacranda's faithful. However, they do have lots of HP and lots of armor that these Ridamar cavalry are almost caught by the Warlords of Umbar. I got some of them, but Ridamar cavalry have managed to slip away. Over here, the Red Shields of Erkenbrand are firing upon something. Probably somewhere, yep, right around here. Over on this far flank, there's a standoff. Lots of Kondish Cav died, probably to the Ironfoot Wargoats. Now that they're chariots, so they're definitely firing, and that's, oh, so cool. But the best way to get rid of these guys is with javelins or spears. So these, ooh, Neurod Cataphracts. Did I mention them before? If not, there they are. Neurod Windblades also exist. And Hammerguard, he's keeping close to his chest, trying to make sure that he has something to use. Over here in the far back, we have some Riders of the Fold, and holy cow, I missed a... I know that. We saw that already. No, this was different. My goodness, a lot of Rohirrim Cav just died. Anyway, Ironfoot Spears are being transitioned over to help guard the archers from Rohirrim. Which, my goodness, there's a lot of them. Ooh, Casimir's Rangers, a unit that I have not seen, which were hidden from my sight, but Earsmark Spearmen have thrown their javelins at them, at these poorly defended guys. I mean poorly defended because they have no armor on them. But they're able now, and they're turning. And where are they focusing? Ah, they're focusing on the Riders of the Fold, which is a very good target, seeing as they do not have much pierce defense, and they're being chased by the Warlords of Umbar. That may or may not be good, because the Warlords of Umbar are now being separated from the rest of the army, which could be used to Rohan's ability. It's best because they're in the back are the First Marshal's Bodyguard, which are a very good unit, as well as the Eored of Aldburg and the Red Shields of Erkenbrand. So should all of them pile up, and oh my goodness, Eastmark Spearmen throwing their javelins, getting some good hits on the Warlords of Umbar. The Warlords of Umbar also in return getting some good hits on these Eastmark Spearmen, who are now wavering. They have not clashed in the front lines, although this Corsair infantry is out of ammo and fairly thinned. So yes, definitely not much happening over here. Although all of Captain Gervais's cavalry from the right flank is now being on this side to help clear up Rohan, which Rohan really needs to get out of there, especially once those mercenary cav get in there. And the chariots, once those guys get in there, it's not going to be pretty at all for the Rohirrim. Rohirrim actually, though, have some Eored of Aldburg in the back. If they were smart, or if Frodo could see, now the Alacranda's faithful have engaged, but a perfect opportunity to charge into the Casimir's Rangers, was there, and now they are just firing point blank into the Eored of Aldberg. Not good, not good at all. It depends actually who you're cheering for. Over here, Eastmark Spearmen have engaged the Corsair Infantry and the Ironfoot Spearmen. Ironfoot Spears. Yeah, these Eastmark Spearmen are holding the line, but they cannot attack alone, seeing as they are definitely out-armored by the Spearmen, by the Ironfoot Spears. So that right now, I would say that Khand needs to kind of put a little bit more skin in the game. He needs to do a bit more, be a little bit more aggressive. They're allowing all of the micro to happen on Rohan, on his ally, and that's not good. Oh, okay. We do have some of the cataphracts over here going against the Alacronda's Faithful, and my goodness, they are falling. Alacronda's Faithful, they have done so much, and it's only logical that after they've taken so much, they would eventually begin to fall. However, they are felling some of the cataphracts and more reinforcements. The Windblades from the rear. My goodness, what a good cavalry engagement this is becoming to be. Oh, and we have more mercenary cavalry coming in from the rear charging the rear charge. And the Windblades are not going to like that. They're down to 18 right now. Alacronda's Faithful down to 6. And he has gotten himself out of there. Khand for now is alive, and oh my goodness, Sons of Earl are charging in to the Belger archers. Into the backs of their own men, so the charge is a little nullified. But now the charge is going in. Now they're going out, trying to get out of the way of the Alacronda's Faithful. And hopefully... Oh, someone was routing. That was not good. And maybe they'll come in for another charge. Over here, the Riddermark Cavalry are just going everywhere. The Riddermark Cavalry going to the Belger archers over there. There are the Royal Guard. They are a spear unit, so they can't. So these Riddermark Cavalry cannot stay for long. They can't stay for long. They got to get out of there. Ah, there we go. The Mercenary Cavalry has charged into the rear of the rear charge. Again. Also, the War Goats are badly bloodied, but they're all fairly alive. There they go, trotting away. Over here, the Riddermark Cavalry are just absolutely tearing through these Belger archers. They're doing alright. I mean, they have the crossbowmen right there. They're not engaged in melee, so they are able to fire point blank into these cavalry if they truly wish. And they are. I say and they are, but only a handful of them are actually firing. Khand, not much has happened with Khand. Khand is attempting to skirmish down Erebor, which isn't good, but now Erebor has actually taken the initiative and charged and has taken, or is taking the fight to the Huacha. So Khand really needs to step up his game and help out. Either commit a bit more troops, or he's just going to lose everything by piecemeal. Erebor will definitely not be skirmished down. Their armor is just too good. Alright. It's absolute... Umbar, though, has been fairly battered, though, all things considered, between all of the Rohirrim that has charged around. But now, the troops of Erebor are charging forward. These Eastmark archers need to get out of there, and there is a good charge. Oh, those chariots just taking down horses like they're nothing. Oh my goodness. These chariots are very efficient in what they do. And the Riders of the Fold have been forced to retreat, and they're still getting absolutely ripped apart. Oh, just as you're trying to get out of them. Those War Goat chariots. You need spears or javelins. You need something. Oh no, don't. Please don't. No, don't. Okay, he's just firing. Firing at the mercenary cavalry. And that's very important. The mercenaries are a little bit better armored than, I would say, than the Riders of the Fold. Just a bit. But they're still weak to pierce armor. I mean, they do have a shield, but oh no. Oh no, the War Goats are charging forward. And Red Shield of Erkenbrand, some of them are getting cut down. Oh no. And this is a very good unit too. Oh no, Rohan, it's losing some of its power steam, and there we go. The charge of Khand. Riddermark skirmishers, these guys are needed against the Alacrandas. Oh, Ironfoot Hammer Guard. That is also a very good target for them. Getting rid of this very, very elite knight. I believe it's a knight unit. But now they're just being absolutely butchered. They're down to 7. They're down to 6. They're down to a lot less than that. They're down to, it says 4, 3. I'm guessing it's down to 3 or 2. And there goes. Not sure, but there goes the last of the Ironfoot War Goats, or I forgot what they were. Ironfoot Hammer Guard probably. But now these skirmishers, I don't know. They should probably be focusing on the chariots wherever they are. They should save some ammo, and they're out. That is very unfortunate. Riddermark skirmishers, they should save something. I know it's very important to use these the Riddermark skirmishers javelins for the armor piercing, but you just can't wait. You can't do that. I would say you gotta save it for the big killers, the war goats, the chariots. Over here, Rohan, the last big amount of Rohirrim. Actually, it's looking like it's everything he has. And over here, the mercenary cavalry, one big charge should break them. Oh, they are steady now. But there's only 9 of them. What can 9 do against several hundred? It's these crossbows, actually. Sitting back, taking some pot shots. Some Royal Guard, out of ammo, but they're very deadly in spears. And wherever the chariots have gone, wherever they be, is a place that should be very much afraid, or everyone should be very much afraid of. We have more Riders of the Fold charging around here, but the Axe Guard of Erebor are just everywhere. Umbar is over here taking on, actually crushing Khan's forces. Khan is not doing all that well. Not doing all that well. I don't see much of Khan left, just some Nerad footmen. And a handful of their Variag riders. But I'm not seeing much of them anymore. There you go, some of the Windblades. You have Riddermark skirmishers charging into these Ironfoot warriors. That's all these guys can do. It's really down to Rohan. Rohan's the biggest threat to all of what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say against Umbar and Erebor. But Khan doesn't have much left. Just a handful of infantry units that I'm seeing. Some of them are fleeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much. He has some Nerad footmen and halberds over here going against the Sentinels and Shield Guard. So this is going to be a tough fight for these Nerad footmen to win. But we'll see. Oh, maybe some even... I think I saw some Ironfoot Legionnaires. Yeah, Erebor Legionaries. Very, very difficult. And Casimir's region coming in for a flanking maneuver, which will definitely really endanger these guys' morale. Oh, yeah. Khan's infantry is gone. Alacranda's Legion moving, trying to reform. Obsidian Guard looking fairly well. I mean, they are battered. They're down to 15, sorry. Ironfoot Pikes are down to 8. Nerad Windblades, looks like they're going to go in for the charge, trying to help out the last remaining... Oh, and they routed. Yeah, the Nerad units have routed. There are just too many enemies. The Windblades got there just a little too late. Over here, Riddermark skirmishers charging around. These pikes are in loose formation, which is probably the best time to charge them, but, I mean, they're still pikes. That's a scary thing to do with Cav. Scary thing to do. Over here, First Marshal's Bodyguard going out, going in for a rear charge, or going in for the charge. Alacranda's Legion. Oh, there's just too many. There's too many. Except maybe Rohan can do something. I'm not sure. But some good Lancer Cav. That's what these Eored are. They can go through most armor like paper with a good charge. But then after that, in melee, they're not as good. And that's where these guys shine. And that's where the Ironfoot Spears shine. And yeah, I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing a lot of routing. And just a handful of cavalry charging around. Over here, First Marshal's bodyguard going to the Alcrondus Legion. Taking them down fairly well. But that was off the charge. And that's what Rohan is best at, off the charge. But the Ironfoot Warriors and Ironfoot Spears and pikes, they're forming up. The Shield Guard, they're getting in formation. It's not looking good. Yeah. Looks like they're forming the new box of spears in the end, forcing Rohan to charge headlong into spears. Doesn't work it quite as well as the movies. But oh well. Can't win them all. But yeah, I'm gonna have to unfortunately call it. The Red Shields of Erkenbrand over here are firing as much as they can, trying to empty their quivers of the arrows that fill them. And yes, over here the Red skirmishers are routing. Sentinels have held the line yet again. First Marshal's bodyguard going in for another charge. Standing a couple of guys flying. More Rangers charging in. Yeah, let's just actually speed this up because that seems to be the only thing really alive is the First Marshal's bodyguard. Yep, that's it. They're just trying to find something that's not spears. And also the Red Shield of Erkenbrand is another thing that's out there. We'll just follow the First Marshal's bodyguard though, as they charge around trying to find anything that they can attack and get out. Gotta give it to Frodo. He's fighting to the last. He's fighting to the last. That's what we gotta give him. Man, all those spears. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. Oh, poor guys. Trying to go after anything that's not a spear and just not doing good. Oh, the last stand. Last stand. And there they go. First Marshal's bodyguard runs away because the general has fallen. And over here, the Red Shield of Erkenbrand is the last thing, and they're going against pikes. There they go. They went against pikes. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this, and thank you for Captain Gervais for sending it in. Hazrama, thank you very much for playing, as well as Eggsop and Frodo. They all did fairly well. All right. So most kills was Captain Gervais, with Frodo coming in second. All right. So in casualties, the best ones who killed the most were definitely the Hammer Guard with 184 kills, Eored War Legionaries with 102, and Ironfoot Crossbows with 114. Alright, everyone, that seems to be about it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.